straight, never caps. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 15 Minutes with G Slack show. I'm your host, G Slack, Super Slacker, Slack the Savior, Slack your boy. And today I have a very special guest with me. She actually back from my city, back in Metro Detroit. She out in LA right now. Katy Ferris, what's going on?
Was good.
Man, it's great to have you here on the podcast. And you know what I'm saying? The main reason I had you here is because of the experiences you've been having as a, photographer, a tour photographer, and just a visual artist in general. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen you go from, like, you did my senior photos. This was back probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And since
Yeah.
then, that's the last time I've seen you, and you've came a long way. You're meeting with big rappers. You know what I'm saying? You've met Josiah, Kill Switch. I can't even name everybody you've met. So what's it like being able to go from, where you were to where you are now in the past 5 years?
It's crazy because, like, I never really thought I was going to be doing photography professionally. Like, I thought maybe just as a side hustle at some point. And then you were my first paid shoot ever. Your
For real?
senior picture. Yeah.
Dang, I didn't even know that. See, I just know that my mom, she had told me, she was like, listen, Billy little sister, she gonna do some pictures for you. And I thought you had like some pictures. I don't know if it was some senior shit up before, but I looked on your profile. I was like, okay, all right, bet we finna do it. You know what I'm saying? It was a great shoot though. You was very professional back then.
I had no idea what I was doing. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, that's
But I'm
impressive
glad
though.
you thought it. I'm glad you thought it went well.
Nah, for sure, for
But
sure.
yeah, like it's been crazy just getting into the music scene and completely changing my style of shooting, really, and just meeting some of my favorite artists. It's been crazy.
I believe it. So were you into hip hop before?
Yeah, I listened a lot, and then at some point, I'm not really sure how it happened, but Joey Trapp somehow found my Instagram and hit me up like, yo, your pictures are fire, like let's work sometime. I think I was like 16 then, and like I hadn't done any music photography or anything. And he just kind of introduced me to a bunch of people, and I decided, hey, I want to do concert photography instead of like senior pictures and shit.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah.
were you in school the whole time while you were doing the concert photos as well?
Yeah. So throughout high school, I think my first was, yeah, junior year was when I shot my first show, and then I shot like two or three more, and then COVID hit. So that kind of ended that for a long time until I moved, really, and then I got to start shooting again once I graduated.
So when did you move? Like, how far along were you in your photography career when you moved out to LA?
So when I moved out to LA, again, I had only shot like three shows or so, but I was doing like senior pictures the whole time just to make enough bread to come out here. And then, yeah, once I got here, I just started doing concerts and music photography in general again. So I wasn't really very far in the industry at all. I just knew people through Instagram, really.
Mm-mm. So did you go out there like completely blind? Like, you know what I mean? You didn't really know nobody face to face. You just went out there and said, hey, this is gonna be a great opportunity.
Yeah, I had never met anyone in person. I knew, like, I had a couple friends just through Instagram, Discord, and shit, and like a couple artists that I knew wanted to work with me. But yeah, I really kind of just picked my shit up and left.
No, I believe it. That's kind of the same thing I did when I came out to Chicago. I just felt, it was time to do something else with my life. You know what I mean? Do what I really wanted to do. So is the LA scene really how people see it as in movies and on social media and stuff? Because I've never been there before.
It's intense for sure. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. There's a lot of pressure with everything. There's just shit going on every night that you have to be on top of, and just everyone here, the culture is very different, especially with transplants. Like, I guess I'm a transplant technically, but it's, yeah, it's just very interesting trying to get your bearings here.
No, I believe it. And is most people that are in the area like kind of from outside of LA and they moved in?
Yeah, for the most part, or at least in my circle. But yeah, there's a very big difference between locals and transplants that you can
For sure.
tell.
So you can tell when somebody a tourist and when somebody
Yeah.
not. For sure, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
So when you first got out there, what was the first move you made, first show you shot at, first video you did?
First show I shot, I've been here like a week and a half, and there was like this little showcase at Catch One, which is one of the smaller venues. And so I went to shoot for one of the guys that I knew through the internet. I didn't know anyone else on the lineup or anything. I just kind of went. And DC the Don was headlining, and I had no idea who he was, but as soon as he got on the stage, like I just started shooting, and then like we chopped it up after, and that's kind of how I became his photographer, really. And he introduced me to a lot of people.
So once you met him and then you got those connects, it really just skyrocketed from there, huh?
Yeah, like the first month or two out here was just nonstop. It was crazy. Just meeting new people every night. It was, yeah.
So I know you said you really had early on, you really had no plan of, doing photography professionally, but what was the initial, like, I don't know, I really love visual art. What made you want to pick up that camera?
Shit, I've been shooting pretty much as long as I've been old enough to hold a camera, honestly. Like I had this little point and shoot that I got for Christmas. And then I think I got that when I was like 5 or 6. And I just loved it. And I kept shooting with that until I got like a real camera. And yeah, from there, the obsession kept growing, and I just kept accumulating shit and learning more and more.
So what's it like when you see one of your, original photos on, somebody really famous's page?
The first time that started happening, like it was my second show ever, and Josiah decided to post some of the pictures.
Yep.
And he was really like the first artist to like give me a chance and actually fuck with me. And he's a close friend now, which is crazy to say. But yeah, it was crazy the first time, just like, holy shit, like we're actually going somewhere with this. But like it wears off eventually, but still there's a few people. Like my first album cover, seeing that was crazy. Like, because it was for D Savage BPL was my first album cover, and he had a feature with Trippie Redd on there. So seeing my picture like on Trippie Redd's song was just like kind of surreal.
I bet that's absolutely fire. So speaking of Josiah, I gotta ask you, since you said y'all close,
Oh, God.
You know what I'm finna ask you.
Yep.
It's a tattoo?
I'm not saying.
Man, I remember when I first seen that video, fam, I was tweaking. I was like, yo, this dude is dedicated. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Yeah. We've got some shit in the works though.
Okay, bet. So also another person I gotta ask you real quick before I get it out the way, because I'm a huge fan. NASCAR. You met him before?
I've met him like 10 times and never actually had a conversation with him because he intimidates me.
I swear to God, I'm that motherfucker's biggest fan, bro. When I posted my Spotify Wrapped for this year, I was in like his like top 0.2%, bro. If I was to meet any artist that's like real famous or get them on this podcast right here, I swear to God, it'll be that motherfucker, bro.
Shoot, we could probably make it happen. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, you ain't gotta make no promises, but I love hearing shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, he's an interesting character for sure. He's a great performer. He's honestly one of my favorite people to shoot.
So when you're shooting specifically at a concert, do you like to get the angles more on stage where you're, facing the crowd, or do you like to get the crowd angle facing the artist?
So shooting on stage is great because like, I don't know, it's just like you feel like protected, I guess, on stage, but there's only so much that you can do before all the shots start to look the same. So I prefer like if the venue has a photo pit, which is just like the area barricaded off in front of the stage, if it has one of those, I'll be in there. If not, I'll jump in the crowd for a little bit, but otherwise I'll mostly be on stage.
So the way that you find most of your connections originally, was it you reaching out to people or people really just discovering you?
So off rip, it was kind of a mix really, because I would hit people up to go to the shows, and then like I would meet them obviously, but then most of the networking would happen in person in green rooms and shit like that.
Oh, you said in the green rooms, like behind backstage and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say the when I did go on my tour in Ohio, that was probably the best part about it was being to, network and, correlate and be cohesive with everybody around the area and stuff like that.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
what would you say to a young photographer that's just starting out and not specifically for, hip hop or concerts or anything like that, but really just somebody that wants to push their stuff and start getting it out on social media? What would you say is their first step?
Just shoot everything. Like anything that is semi related to what you want to shoot, shoot it. If you have to shoot it free. So just so that you can build your portfolio so you actually can start charging. You just got to put yourself everywhere.
Now, were you somebody that started charging originally, or you said I was your first paid? So how long were you doing shoots before that with other people?
I would do like little shoots with my friends just for shits and giggles for years, really. And then at that point, I had enough of a portfolio and enough demand, really, for senior pictures that I just kind of transitioned into that and charging people.
Mm. So, as somebody who has done, album covers that have been seen by millions of people worldwide, what would you say to the people who are, kind of dropping the artists that are doing commissions and starting to put up AI art?
So I will say it's a little scary just because like not even just photography wise, but a lot of my friends that make cover art, like I'm kind of concerned for them. Like it's a great technology. There's so much shit that it can be used for, but at the end of the day, like it's gonna replace everyone's jobs. And not even just visual art. Like AI is gonna replace literally everything.
Oh no,
So
that's a
like what are
fact.
we
That's a
gonna
fact.
do?
Did you see the rapper on TikTok that's like a AI rapper and he already got like a
Dude, yes. That shit's crazy.
like it's kind of creepy to be honest. Like it's not even a real
Yeah.
person and it's making, millions of dollars off a record deal and stuff like that.
No, it's insane.
Do you see that in LA a lot? Is there a lot of, kind of fake it till you make it in people?
That's all everyone does
For
here.
real.
It's hard to find real people out here, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, once you find the good people, it's chilling.
So being from, Metro Detroit, what would you say is the biggest difference between Metro Detroit and LA?
There's things to do.
Oh, facts, man.
Like
Facts.
there's actually shit happening. I feel like
Man,
Metro Detroit, like I was
doing
so
nothing.
dead. Like there was nothing to do. But here it's multiple moves every night. It's overwhelming, honestly. But yeah.
So have you ever had any interest in doing like videography or music videos, anything like that?
So I'm on music video sets all the time, just doing like BTS shit. And on my last tour, I was doing photo and video, which was really my first time doing video professionally. And I definitely wouldn't say that I'm like interested in pursuing it more, but at some point you kind of have to just to
Mm-hmm.
stay relevant. So I probably will be dabbling in it more, but it's definitely not like what gets me excited.
I feel that. I feel that. So how long would you say you take, a night's worth of concert photos? How long is it until them photos are done and you can bounce them out after editing?
Next morning,
Oh, you quick?
I, yeah, so I get home from the shoot, upload, pull an all nighter editing if I have to, and send them out in the morning.
Not bad. You involved with any management teams or anything like that?
What do you mean?
Like I'm
Like,
not
do I
sure.
have a manager?
Like yeah, is there photography management? Is there like an agency that you would go to?
I mean, there are a few small ones, and I know a couple people that have started managing photographers, but I don't think like for now at least it's something that I really am interested in just because like I'm trying to go full time by myself doing this and having to like cut my profits isn't
Nah,
exactly
facts.
where I want to be right now.
And you've been able to get
But
this far by
down the
yourself.
line, I'm trying. I'm trying.
So what's up with that photo wall behind you? That looks like real big.
Oh yeah, this is my wall of legends. So pretty much every artist I work with, I try and get at least one Polaroid of them, and it goes on the wall. So right now we've got I think like 250-ish on there.
Can you give us like a tour of some
So
highlights on there?
Sure, we can pick it up. Let's see. Um, we've got, I don't even know where to start. You can't really see anyone on here. But we've got DC the Dawn. He's all over this. Josiah, Will Keed, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
DJ Scheme and Danny Towers. Yeet. Machine Gun Kelly, Ian Dior. It just keeps going, honestly. There's a lot of
Forever. That's crazy. Do you ever be in the
Yeah,
studio
really
with
gotta
these
listen.
guys?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Studio sessions are great. It's like because I'm really only when I'm in the studio, there's only so many angles you can get. So I'm just chilling most of the time. And just seeing shit come to life is always entertaining.
Nah,
Like I love
facts.
watching people record.
I know you done heard some crazy unreleased music too.
Oh yeah, I've got so much on this laptop right now. But yeah, it's definitely fun.
So, are you ever thinking about, branching off into non-music related photography? I know like a big thing right now, especially on social media, is like cars and things like that. Everyone goes crazy for the house photography, stuff like that. Or are you just strictly going to be doing music and concerts?
Music is definitely what I enjoy the most, and I plan to like stay in that for the most part. But I guess I'd be open to other stuff. Like I know I've been asked to shoot a couple weddings, but I just like I'm not doing that.
That's boring.
But
It's money, but it's boring.
yeah, yeah. It's really just like because if I'm not interested in doing a project, I'm gonna burn out. And I'm just really not trying to do that.
So are you somebody that, you probably have a lot of clients that's hitting you up to do a lot of shoots and shows and things like that. Are you somebody who now gets to pick and choose what you involve yourself with?
I I probably should be doing all the shoots that I get offered, but there are a lot of times just being a female in this industry, I definitely do have to pick and choose just like for my safety because
Yeah.
there's a lot of weirdos out here. And I'm not trying to be in a studio alone with some guy that's like
Makes sense,
not someone that
especially
I
if
want
it's
to be
somebody you
around.
don't know too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these rappers be crazy as hell anyway. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So, do you think that being a girl in this industry has given you any advantages in the photography side of things? Because to be honest, from what I can recall in Metro Detroit, like most of the hip hop photographers I seen were women. So, would you say
Really?
from where I was at, that's what I was saying. Obviously, you
Damn,
was
good
you
for
was doing it.
them.
You was doing it at a different caliber. You know what I'm saying? Like I know there's this girl that works for a company called Lamped Up. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I've met a bunch of other photographers, but is it like that in LA also, or is it mostly dudes?
I'm usually the only girl.
Hmm.
And usually it's like, hey, where's your boyfriend? Like, why are you here? Like, is that your boyfriend's camera? I'm like, nah, nah, it's mine
Not is that your boyfriend's camera?
constantly.
So have you ever been like down like I don't know what's that famous road called? Rodeo. Am I tripping? Is that where you at?
Rodeo? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like too broke to breathe over there. It's stressful.
No, I believe it. I believe it. The type of money down there is ridiculous, bro.
Crazy.
Man,
Like, I'm
even
just trying to eat.
dead ass, dead ass. Even in Chicago, where I'm at, like I'm right next to Michigan Ave, right, and that's like that's the shopping street in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Bro, these motherfuckers be driving down my street all the time, Urises, BMWs, all type of shit, bro. And I'm just sitting here like, damn, I don't even got my whip. My shit back in Michigan. Shit bad over
I'm
here.
riding the train to shoots. Like,
Nah, hell
this,
yeah, hell
yeah.
yeah. So what was it like, you know, experiencing that transition from going to, I guess, the burbs to the city for real? Cause you downtown,
Yeah, I live downtown.
so you riding the train, taking the bus, that type of stuff.
Yeah, I don't have a car or anything out here, so I'm all public transport and Ubers and shit, which is it's a journey to get to some of these shoots. Like I'll be on the train for fucking I think the longest went for I went to a concert once and rode the train for 3 hours to get there.
The city
Just
train?
because I wanted to shoot this show so bad.
Jeez. The city train?
Yeah.
For,
Yeah.
oh, nah.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
And y'all train's probably dirty as hell over there, too, with all them homeless people.
Oh, it's nasty. I literally watched someone take a shit on the platform like 2 days ago.
Oh, nah, fam. Yeah, nah, I don't think I'm cut out for LA yet. I don't think I'm there yet.
Is interesting for sure.
Yeah, I think Chicago's step one for me, then New York maybe next, and then, man, fuck LA. I ain't never going out there.
Oh, God. Fuck LA.
Man, so before we end this off, do you have any shout outs that you're trying to give?
Shit. Shout out to really like all the people that were there from day one that have given me a chance to really prove myself. Like, shout out Box Boys, shout out DC and all of Outlaw, shout out Masahiko, Digital Visuals. Yeah, those are the homies.
Man, awesome. So I just need you to say one more thing before we stop this.
All right.
I had you say my tagline. You ready?
Okay.
All right. So I'm Katy Ferris, and I just did 15 minutes with G Slack.
All right. I'm Katy Ferris, and I just did 15 minutes with G Slack.
Yes, sir. And we out.
Yeah. I said big G Slack, give it straight, never cap.